Hi everybody. The two main points of this first lab were one, to understand the data well enough that you can explain the map efficiently, and number two is to make sure that the color ramp, the symbology, is describing the temperature anomaly values correctly. Neither one of these things was a very straightforward process, so for those of you who nailed it, yeah, well done. The idea is to make sure that you're conveying that this is not the temperature. These aren't global temperatures. It's the change over time. And we're comparing a baseline average from something we're kind of calling pre-industrial to a later time period. And some of you did two maps and some did one, and that's completely fine. So we're taking basically two 30-year periods and averaging annual temperatures for each one of those periods and then subtracting them. So what we're mapping is the change in temperature over time. And it's really important to make sure that it's clear that, yeah, this is both a change in temperature, and make sure that the time periods are clear, because that makes a big difference for the meaning of the map. The second thing is to make sure that the color ramps are behaving themselves. And ARC doesn't make this very easy. It likes to invert these colors and not draw them correctly. So you really need to go in, if you don't have an idea of what this should look like, use the identify tool and go in and sample a whole bunch of cells and just make sure after you've set the mid color to the mid value that you're going in and making sure that on either side of that you're getting the correct temperatures, or the correct change in temperatures. And yeah, ARC likes to change if you've set it correctly, and then you exit out of something. Sometimes it resets itself. When you invert, it might work perfectly, but the colors are backwards. And then once you invert, it'll actually change and not display the zero with the mid value. So it really takes an alert and keen eye to make sure that this is working properly. After that, there are a bunch of editorial choices that you could make, drawing our attention to different pieces of the map, whether it's the dates, the temperatures themselves, different ways to draw the color ramps, whether you're going horizontal or vertical. But here we're dealing with kind of a 2 degrees C on either side, so it's somewhat consistent. But if you can exaggerate that message, and oh, I didn't even notice this one. So if we set the zero value together, it's very effective, I think, to show how much bigger this is. I mean, this definitely editorializes toward trying to tell this story of the warming overall. But anyway, I'll give you guys some individual feedback on your cartography and some of those choices that you made. But I just wanted to clarify that the two main things I'm looking at are how well you told that story, so how well you understood the data, and the kind of troubleshooting that you did to get the color ramps to work. All right, thanks.